Big Ideas Simply Explained have several books in their canon. However, welcome. You're listening to Hakeem Ali-Bocas Alexander here on Spreaker, social podcasting. And I am here to introduce a reading program that I'm going to do for World Reading Club here on Spreaker, social podcasting by iHeartMedia. And Big Ideas Simply Explained, BISE. I have purchased 3 books from a Barnes & Nobles here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. One is called the Math Book, one is the Physics Book, and one is called the Biology Book. And I'm going to be doing the series here on Call-In, and I'll be doing them at least 3 at a time. So I'm going to go through each book, and first I'll start off with their introductions, math, physics, biology, and then go through the first essay, the first section, first chapter. What are they calling those in here, by the way? I think they're essays, chapters. Let's see. They don't really say what they're calling them. Introduction, and they just have numbers. I guess I can call them chapters. Sections, essays, because they're really short, anywhere from 1 to 4 pages. But let's see, you know what? Here, I got the math book right now, so what I'm going to do, and also, I'm doing this to check the sound, because very often I go to cafes that have music playing in the background, and even though I do have noise canceling on on the microphones and the headphones that I'm using, I'm going to, right now, for example, play a binaural beat production in the background that should take care of some of that. So right now I'm playing Vesper Dust, which is one of the binaural beat recordings I created for demi-cerebral neurophasing, demi-phase for short. It's my brand of binaural beats, 3D binaural beats, usually with simulated ocean waves and also very often environmental sounds. Like in this one, Vesper Dust, it's recordings from my condo in China, and the birds are out singing in the background. I really love it. I miss it. But I'll be using these recordings, so it should take out some of the music. But what I'm going to do is just read the foreword to the math book really quickly here, so I can get a sound check of what this sounds like with Vesper Dust playing in the background here on Call-In, Spreaker, and also Wisdom. But right now I'm going to check the recording just on Spreaker. So Spreaker, here we go, Spreaker audience. This is the foreword from the math book, Big Ideas Simply Explained. Summarizing all of mathematics in one book is a daunting and indeed impossible task. Humankind has been exploring and discovering mathematics for millennia. Practically, we have relied on math to advance our species, with early arithmetic and geometry providing the foundations for the first cities and civilizations. And philosophically, we have used mathematics as an exercise in pure thought to explore patterns and logic. As a subject, mathematics is surprisingly hard to pin down with one catch-all definition. Mathematics is not simply, as many people think, stuff to do with numbers. That would exclude a huge range of mathematical topics, including much of the geometry and topology covered in this book. Of course, numbers are still very useful tools to understand even the most esoteric areas of mathematics. But the point is that they are not the most interesting aspect of it. Focusing just on numbers misses the forest for the trees. For the record, my own definition of math as the sort of things that mathematicians enjoy doing, while delightfully circular, is largely unhelpful. Big Ideas Simply Explained is actually not a bad definition. Mathematics could be seen as an attempt to find the simplest explanations for the biggest ideas. It is the endeavor of finding and summarizing patterns. Some of those patterns involve the practical triangles required to build pyramids and divide land. Other patterns attempt to classify all of the 26 sporadic groups of abstract algebra. These are very different problems in terms of both usefulness and complexity, but both types of pattern have become the obsession of mathematicians throughout the ages. There is no definitive way to organize all of mathematics, but looking at it chronologically is not a bad way to go. This book uses the historical journey of humans, discovering math as a way to classify it and wrangle it into linear progression, which is a valiant but difficult effort. Our current mathematical body of knowledge has been built up by a haphazard and diverse group of people across time and cultures. So something like the short section on magic squares covers thousands of years and the span of the globe. Magic squares, arrangements of numbers where the sum of each row, column, and diagonal is always the same, are one of the oldest areas of recreational mathematics. Starting in the 9th century BCE in China, the story then bounces around via Indian texts from 100 CE, Arab scholars in the Middle Ages, Europe during the Renaissance, and finally modern Sudoku-style puzzles. Across a mere 2 pages, this book has to cover 3,000 years of history, ending with Geo-Magic Squares in 2001. And even in this small niche of mathematics, there are many magic square developments that there was simply not enough room to include. The whole book should be viewed as a curated tour of mathematical highlights. Studying even just a sample of mathematics is a great reminder of how much humans have achieved, but it also highlights where mathematics could do better. Things like the glaring omission of women from the history of mathematics cannot be ignored. A lot of talent has been squandered over the centuries, and a lot of credit has not been appropriately given. But I hope that we are now improving the diversity of mathematicians and encouraging all humans to discover and learn about mathematics. Because going forward, the body of mathematics will continue to grow. Had this book been written a century earlier, it would have been much the same up until about page 280, and then it would have ended no ring theory from what was that? Okay, no ring theory from Emmy Noether. No computing from Alan Turing. And no 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. And, no doubt, that will be true again 100 years from now. This edition, printed a century from now, will carry on past page 325, covering patterns totally alien to us. And, because anyone can do math, there is no telling who will discover this new math, and where or when. To make the biggest advancement in mathematics during the 21st century, we need to include all people. I hope this book helps inspire everyone to get involved. And that was by Matt Parker. I don't know who Matt Parker is or why he did the foreword to this book, but there it is, folks. And that's coming up on a little bit, almost 9 minutes now, so I'm going to sign off here and check the recording and see what the sound is like with my background binaural beats from demi-phase, demi-cerebral neurophasing, and just what I need to adjust to continue moving this forward. So you've been listening to Hakeem Ali-Bocas Alexander here on Spreaker, social podcasting, created by iHeartMedia, presented for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium.